Welcome to the 1204. You often hear people in Western countries use the phrase, it's a free country. Despite plenty of people using that phrase, no country in the world is actually a free country. However, but the closest you have to a actual free country, I would say it's the United States of America. And this is a prime example of America being a free country. The guy on the thumbnail, his name is Chud the Builder. This guy walks around armed with a firearm, calling black people the N-word. You cannot get more free than that. Because let's look at England or the United Kingdom. Chud the Builder, he could not pull this off in the United Kingdom. Because if you walk around the streets and you are calling people the N-word, you would actually get arrested. The police would actually arrest you for saying that. And if you are found to have a firearm on you, to be carrying a firearm, that is a minimum of 5 years in prison. So Chud the Builder, he is in a country where he could arm himself with a deadly weapon and walk the streets of the United States of America and call people the N-word and have nothing happen to him legally. Unfortunately, this is going to end badly and bloody. And I'm not sure how it ends bloody, but I just have a feeling it's going to end bloody. Whether it's Chud's blood or whether it's a black person's blood. Because this guy is calling people the N-word. And just because he's calling people the N-word, you as a black person, you do not have the right to go and put hands on this man for him just using his words. But if he manages to get a reaction out of a black person, if that black person should approach this man aggressively, this guy would be in his legal right to draw that firearm and to shoot that black person dead. This is crazy. I find American laws crazy. Now, the N word, as much as I find it a disgusting word, it's just words at the end of the day. I personally would not put somebody in prison for using words, unless, of course, that person is trying to incite a riot or incite violence. That's a different topic altogether. But the whole thing with the guns in that country is crazy. Because a lot of people, in my opinion, in that country, when they have that concealed carry permit, or when they are allowed to conceal a firearm, that person can actually kill somebody and get away with it if the person they kill ticks the right boxes. This guy obviously wants to catch a black body. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to kill a black person. But he knows if he just goes out and just shoots a black person for no reason, then he will go to jail. The law will hold him accountable. But this guy's looking for a legal loophole to, in my opinion, to get away with murder. So he walks on the streets and he calls people the N-word. Apparently not a crime in America. And it certainly does not justify him being attacked by calling somebody the N-word. So should he be approached in an aggressive manner, in a violent manner? Unfortunately, in America, he will be in his legal right to shoot and kill. This is equivalent to George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was somebody who did not like black people. And he must have thought Christmas came early when he saw a black hooded teenager walking through the neighborhood. The police officer said, "Don't follow him." He still, he had, he still went ahead and followed Trevon. Is it Trevor Martin? Yeah, he still followed Trevor Martin. Trevon turns around. "Why are you following me for?" Argument breaks out. And because Trevon hit him, he can then say, "Well, I thought my life was going to be over." He was strong. I got scared and I reached for my firearm and boom. Just like that. He shot somebody down, killing that person, and he got away with it because Trevon ticked the boxes. Waka Flocka, Waka Flocka. I believe he's a rapper in America. He made a great point about this Chud the Builder. And he said he's not going to the hood to do this. Because in the hood, those guys there are going to be, I'm assuming, are going to be straight up criminals. And as soon as he says that, it's going to be a gun battle straight away. And he doesn't want that. What he wants is for somebody to, in his words, chimp out. He wants somebody to chimp out. And then he can draw his firearm and it's all on video. And if the jury, I mean, personally speaking, I don't think it's even going to get that far. But assuming he goes to court, if they see a black person approaching this guy aggressively, with American law, you can shoot someone. America is a funny place. And I'm going to say something that Americans might not be happy about me saying. A lot of Americans are nothing but damn cowards with guns. See, that's the thing about a gun. Take, for example, Charlie Kirk. I believe the murderer was Tyler Robinson. That's his name. A gun is not the only way you can kill somebody, but it is the easiest way. Because without a gun, if you want to kill somebody, then you are gonna have to get up and close. You're gonna have to get personal with that person. You're gonna have to invade that person's space, and you're gonna have to make it happen. But with a gun, you can stand meters away, a few yards away. You can even stand half a mile away, like Tyler Robinson did to Charlie Kirk. See, Tyler Robinson, he wanted Charlie Kirk dead. Without that gun, he would have had to have gone up to Charlie Kirk and he would have had to have made it happen. And most Americans ain't got the balls for that. So what does he do? He gets on a roof half a mile away and he presses a button and he just walks about his business. I do apologize for digressing. But this guy can only do this in that country because there's no other country in the world that's going to support this guy carrying a gun in his waist. And most countries in the West, you can actually get arrested for saying that word. But this is America, where they have the freedom of speech. They can say whatever they want. And it's not just white people. I've seen videos with the black Hebrew Israelites. They were on the streets saying crazy things about white people, about African people. And it's funny because they had a faction in the United Kingdom where some black men tried to copy what they saw from black Hebrew Israelites in America. And these guys tried the same thing. And guess what happened? Within 20 minutes, they were all arrested. Because you can't say certain things in England. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or bad thing. But this guy is fortunate enough, well, fortunately for him, he's in a country where he can say whatever the fuck he wants and he can carry a firearm. Because without that firearm, he's not going to say that because he's going to have to back his talk. He's going to have to fight for his speech. But when you live in America, you don't have to fight for your speech. You can just shoot for your speech instead. Peace.